Thank you, Rotarian Nagyoti, for coordinating it. Now we have the welcome and the concept note of the meeting by Rotarian Prerna Ashish Surana of RI District 3261,
I'm
Zone 6
sorry
coordinator.
to interrupt here. Before
Yeah.
she comes on, we would like
Okay.
to go for Nigeria national anthem also.
Oh, sure, sure.
So I request each participant to rise.
Nigerians come on men to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes was joy never in vain to serve with heart and voice. One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Thank you. Over to Prerna for the welcome.
Thank you, Anjana ji. Red to green. It can feel impossible for one person to make a difference when there are billions of others out there who may be neglecting impending climate change. But there is always room for people to make small, easy changes that can be impactful. Let's talk about it. My warmest Rotary greetings to all the Rotarians and non-Rotarians gracing this occasion from all over the world for Women in Rotary India Group. I, Zone 6 Coordinator Prerna Surana, welcomes you all on behalf of VD Group. If you think this is a regular meeting on menstrual hygiene, health and awareness, let me tell you, it is much more beyond that. Here we aim to start a revolution and provide you with all the pros and cons of the sustainable menstrual products available in the market. We have compiled and curated everything you need to know about reusable and eco-friendly options that are taking the world by storm. An average woman menstruate for about 35 to 40 years, 450 weeks in her lifetime. She uses approximately 20 pads or tampons every month and over 9,600 menstrual hygiene products in her life. Tampons, pads, panty liners generate more than 2 lakh tons of waste per year, ending up in landfill or even worse, in seas and rivers. In this meeting, we have got you covered with all the products like menstrual cup, eco-friendly sanitary pads, cloth pads, interlabia pads, period panties. So you can choose what suits you best, what's good for you, your body, your pocket, and the environment. A sustainable approach to menstruation also attempts to tackle the issue of human rights and dignity of manual sprinters. We have with us our dynamic convener, Rotarian Julia Gangwani, with the best of panelists and knowledge powerhouses to inform us and answer all our queries regarding the sustainable options and of menstrual hygiene. We have with us President and founder of Tender Heart Foundation International, M. Barsali Othihiva. We have chairperson of AOG-D Infertility Committee, Vice President IMA SDB, Dr. Kavita Agrawal, gynecologist from Safdarjung Hospital, and last but not the least, we have with us Rotractor Sonal Baid, Joint Treasurer, Rotaract Club of Kolkata, RAD 3291. We are pleased to have you here and looking for a great interaction. Let's get educated and be well informed and put forward a sustainable period checklist to help all the menstruators switch out of disposable plastic sanitary napkins that we have been using for decades to embrace more sustainable and eco-friendly menstrual cycle. Once again, I welcome you all. Let's be smart and be responsible. Thank you. Over to you, Anjana ji.
Thank you, Prerna. That was very nice introduction. And we really need to create awareness about this, as Prerna has said. Thank you. We now have the Rotary objects by Rotarian Sandhya Shastri of District 3142, Zone 4 Coordinator. Over to Sandhya ji.
Thank you so much, Anjana ji. Good evening, everyone. Objects of Rotary. The object of Rotary is to encourage and foster the ideal of service as a basis of worthy enterprise, and in particular to encourage and foster. The first object, the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. Second object, high ethical standards in business and professions, the recognition of the worthiness of all useful occupations, and the dignifying of each Rotarian's occupation as an opportunity to serve society. Third object, the application of the ideal of service in each Rotarian's personal, business, and community life. Fourth, the advancement of international understanding, goodwill, and peace to a world fellowship of business and professional persons united in the ideal of service. Thank you so much. Over to Anjana.
Thank you, Rotarian Sandhya. We now have the 4-way test by Rotarian Sonal Goti of District 3053, Zone 4 Coordinator. You unmute yourself, Sonal. Or the host can unmute.
Yes, now. Good evening, everyone. The 4-way test is the Rotary's unique approach and process to address conflicts, solve problems, and make decisions to achieve the desired outcomes. It helps us to more success in reaching mutually beneficial, sustainable, and scalable solutions. There are just 4 questions we are supposed to ask. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all the concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all the concerned? These 24 words can have help resolve conflicts without violence and fulfill our Rotary mission of peace. Thank you so much. Over to you, Anjana ji.
Thank you, Rotarian Sonal. As we all will agree, all of us have lost a near and dear one, or an acquaintance, or a colleague, or a neighbor, or somebody known to us directly or indirectly during this pandemic. We have also lost a lot of Rotarians in various districts. So let us sit in our place and observe 1 minute silence for the praying of the departed souls. Thank you. We hope all the departed souls rest in peace. We now have a felicitation to Rotarian Manju Fatke, who has been recently elected as DGND of District 3182. It's a great honor for all of us. Congratulations, Manjuji. Let us have the felicitation.
Anjana ji, please invite Rotarian Daksha, our zone 5 coordinator. She will say few words.
Okay. Sure.
And I
Is Manju-
request each participant to definitely applause because this is a sign of a women leadership.
Yeah. And is she present, Manjuji?
That's what we are here.
Okay. Rotarian Daksha, please say something. And if Manjuji is present, we can spotlight her.
Good evening to all gathered here this evening. What a way to start. We are starting by congratulating the district governor nominee designate, Rotarian Manju Fatke from Rotary District 3182. First of all, I'd like to congratulate Julia and Anjana and all the entire team that have put this evening's program together. First, we come together and then we understand each other, and then many things can be achieved. As each one of us are very, very resourceful, and we have an innate passion to do good in the community. Manju Fatke, we will get to know you better. This is an opportunity for all of us to come together, the district coordinators. We are all here. We look forward to your years in Rotary. As the objectives have been set out at Viri, we will walk with you. And by the time you don the mantle, we will be walking the talk. And wishing all of us a very good presence here in Viri and making us a force to reckon with. Because from 2010 to 2020, there is a 7% increase in women membership. And we constitute almost to close to 3 lakhs of membership in 1.2 million. I think with organizations like this initiative, Viri, we should be able to see the change that we wish to see, especially in the able leadership of Julia and Anjana and all the entire team. We should be able to achieve, especially when empowering girls is the theme of our own Rotary International President-elect Shekhar Mehta. And we should emerge as a force to reckon with. Wishing all of us the very best. I'm very, very happy to felicitate and welcome Manju Fatke to this gathering. And we look forward to more happenings like this and happy to be of support. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Daksha. That was nice. And we really hope to do wonders. With so many women together, I'm sure we'll do a great thing. And again, congratulations to Rotarian Manju. Is she from your district, Daksha?
No, she's from 3182. I'm from 3232.
Okay. Now we have a very important presentation on silicon cups by Rotarian Simran Sadhu from District 3250. Over to you.
Yeah, good evening all, and my warmest Rotary greetings to, am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, and it's such a wonderful platform and I'm so pleased to see you all, and congratulations to all the women leaders. You all are doing a great job. So congratulations, Julia, Anjana ji. I mean, I don't know you all, but you're all doing a wonderful job and you all are bonding us together. So thank you for that. And thank you for giving me the opportunity today. I'm going to speak on, the menstrual cup, silicone cup. Fine. So,
Simran, would like to just interrupt for 1 second, and to my all participants and speakers, if you want to congratulate each and every Viri member who made the Viri such a beautiful platform. So kudos do not come to me, should go to each and everyone here. So please, anyone who are the next speakers, please congratulate all Viri members, not alone me. I am nothing without them.
A big applause to everyone. I don't know, people here. So, I know only 2-3 names. That's why. And most of my Jamshedpur friends are there. So, but I congratulate each one of you. We can say, women rocks, women Rotarian rocks. Yeah. So coming to menstrual hygiene, which is the main topic today. What are the products that we have to use? I see here today we will be just explaining you different products, and now it is on the ladies, it is on the girls to use their own mentality, which one is better. I'm going to speak on the silicone menstrual cup. So I got these cups with me. I'm going to do a small demonstration, if you allow, Julia, just because without this, showing, it will not help. So these are the menstrual cups. If you all can, I think there are some Rotractor girls today joining us. So I will be giving them the full details how to use them. So girls and ladies, these menstrual cups, what are these? How they can be used? What are they made up of? What are the advantages? What are the disadvantages? I'm going to speak on this, right? And in the end, if you have any queries, any questions, please come up. Now, these cups, they are like, cylindrical shape with a small tail here. I'm sure many of you have not seen these cups earlier. So just see them clearly, how they can be used. These are made up of, these are medicated, made up of silicon and a product called latex. They are made up of latex. They are totally harmless. So now they come in different sizes, small, large, medium. Depends on a person's, a women's, a ladies, a girls, the figure, the physique, which one they have to use. It depends on, like the doctor says that we have to use from 18 years onwards, we will use small size, then 30 onwards medium, and 40 onwards large. This is the basic, the stretch going on, but depends on your body size also. And of course, depending on if you have your deliveries, your vaginal deliveries, then you have to use the large size only. Now, how to use, when to use, and for the first time users, I'm going to give a little, the detailed description. Now, girls, if you are here, try to, for the first time when you're using it, try to use on your comfortable days. Comfortable days in the sense, the days you're not moving out, you are at home. Because when you use it with on the very first day, you have to be very comfortable. You don't know how to use, you are just experimenting it. So you cannot just, use like this. So before using it, you have to sterilize it. It comes in a beautiful box like this. You open this box, there is a jute bag. It's a very beautiful bag. You can, after use, you can just put your cup inside. Okay, again pack it and keep it in your wherever you want to. So you open it, you have to sterilize it. Sterilize for at least 15 minutes. You have to boil it basically. So when you keep a, maybe a utensil, fixed for it always, because every time you cannot go into your kitchen or somewhere, you just keep a utensil just for it and put boiling water in the that utensil, and then keep it for 15 minutes. So once it is sterilized, you have to go into your washroom, sit on your commode in a very relaxed position, right? Now, when you then you have to you cannot just insert like this, no. And one thing more, let me tell you how the blood collects in it before explaining it, how to introduce it. The blood, blood is not absorbed by this material. Let me tell you, blood only collects in this cup, right? Now, before inserting it inside, you have to make certain shapes. There are 3 shapes in it. Now it is your wish which shape you want to adopt. Now I'll give you, if it is clear here, just see, this is the cup. You have to just press it here and punch it little bit like this, like this. This is C shape, shape number 1. Second shape C, you are pressing it from the bottom and pressing it like this from the bottom. This is called as L shape. Third shape is, you just make it round, a small lean thing. This is triangle shape. So there are 3 shapes, whichever shape you want to try, you can, but most comfortable is C shape. You just punch like this and then try to insert it. Now, before inserting, please, girls and ladies, wash your hands properly. It is very much important to use wash your hands, because at times you are cooking, at times you're in the kitchen, you cannot put those fingers, those hands in your those parts. Then like this, you have to insert it. After inserting, just leave your finger. When you leave your finger, you will find that the bottom of the cup it is round. That means the cup is opened and fixed inside. Now the second step, put your finger here and gently insert it till the point your finger can go. So it reaches a place called cervix. Now, some people, when I took this training, some people were asking, there was a question, does it disappear inside? But no, it does not disappear at all, just because the length of your vaginal tract is only 15 centimeter, and this is maybe 5 or 6 centimeter. And there is a place, there's a surface in the above. We called it the opening of the uterus. So it will not disappear anywhere. Don't worry about that. It will be there. And let me tell you very honestly, you will not feel its presence. It is so comfortable. It will not hurt you. You can dance, you can gym, you can go out running, you can sleep, whatever. It will not harm, and it won't give you that feeling that something is inside my body, any foreign material is there. It is that comfortable. Number 1. So now, next is how, what is the duration of keeping this inside your body? It all depends on person to person, right? If you are a heavy bleeder, you keep it for maybe 6 hours or 7 hours. And if you're not a heavy bleeder, you can keep it for 12 hours also. So, and you will come to know, when you use it for the first time, you will come to know how heavy your bleeding is and how your system is consistent. So suppose it is half filled in 3-4 hours, and you want it little more, so you can just take it out in 5-6 hours. So that is the routine we follow. Now, how to pull it out? That is another technique. Now, pulling it out, again, you have to sit on the commode, relax your pelvis region, and again, wash your fingers. Washing fingers is very important every time. So you have to remember it. Washing with, proper soap water. When you wash your fingers, wash your hands. Again, you put your finger inside. You sit in your, relaxed position on the commode. Put your finger inside, and you will feel this, the tip. See the tail, we call it the tail. You can just hold this tail, little bit you press it, because vacuum bana hota hai na, so you have to just, press it little bit and gently bring out. And you will say, koi pain nahi hogi aapko, nothing. And then you will see that heavy, thick blood is there. Because this menstrual blood is not thin, it is thick. So it is almost filled half se thoda sa zyada. Then you empty it in the commode and you wash it with your running water, running tap water. Isko dobara karne ka zarurat nahi hai. You don't need to boil it again, just because this is made up of a medicated silicon thing. Ye jo iska material hai, it gets thin if you boil it again and again. And your vaginal tract is it's a soft organ, so, and it's always wetty, so you need not boil it again and again, right? Once you boil in the beginning, and then you sterilize towards the end and put it back here, and then keep it somewhere at this place. So this is a technique, girls and ladies, how to use it, how to take it out, how to insert it. Now let me tell you the advantages. The advantages are, it's so light, you can just keep it anywhere, and no need to keep extra baggage with you. When you travel, you use sanitary pads, and then you keep so many pads extra in your purse. But iske liye you don't have to take any extra burden, right? Because this is so light. You sit anywhere, in the plane, in the hotel, you just take it out, empty it, wash it again, insert it again, introduce it. So no need of, carrying an extra. If you still want, I mean, for your this thing, you can have one, but there's no need. And let me tell you, ladies and women here, this lasts for, if you keep it properly, use it properly, it lasts for 10 years. Just a cup for 150 rupees lasts for 10 years. Imagine how much you are saving. Apart from money, the amount of garbage, the amount of, the trash we give to the environment. Imagine, I was reading it somewhere, and in my training sessions, they were telling us in 90,000 kg of pads is thrown every day, and it is decomposable. So imagine, environmental friendly bhi nahi hai aapka pad, and this is like, you don't have to throw it anywhere. It will be with you forever. Secondly, or second advantage kya hai? No rashes anywhere. Just because it is a foreign product inside your body, so no touching on the thighs anywhere. Easily you can walk, run. तो कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है आपको ये रैशेस होने का.
Rotarian Simran, please wrap up.
Yes.
Please wrap up. We are.
I'm just wrapping up. And then third is like, it will also reduce your pain. So these are the small advantages, and the most disadvantage of this is like, mentally people do not accept it very easily. So I'm just telling you that we have to, be very, I mean, you see the pros and cons. I'm not telling you to, you just use it in your first day. You see, you use your mind, you use, even in my first month, I'm telling you, I used it, and then I went for this training. It was a horrible experience, terrible experience. But I then mastered over it. I then used a technique, and then now, I feel very comfortable. So I recommend it to all ladies, girls present here. And if for any queries, please contact me anytime. And thank you so much, everybody, for having me here.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Simran. That was a very useful presentation on menstrual cups, and most of us are not very clear about it. So you gave a nice demo, and that was very nice. Thank you so much for taking the trouble. Now we have the introduction of Ambassador Sally from Tender Heart Foundation International by Rotarian Alaknanda Bakshi, District 3250, Zone 6 coordinator.
Thank you, Anjana ji. Good evening to all. Madam Ambassador Sally Otihiwa. I'm sorry for my if my pronunciation is wrong. I'm apologetic to her. She is a Nigerian and social entrepreneur. She founded Tender Heart Foundation International as a non-governmental organization that focuses on improving the lives of indigent women, widows, children's education support, orphans, and vulnerable children. Ms. Otihiwa is a lawyer and has made her mark over the years in property law. She is an active member of the NBA, Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, a member of NBA section of business law, a member of FIDA, that is International Federation of Female Lawyers, and an active member of the construction committee who has made significant contributions to the building and development of the bar. She's the managing director of AUZ Group of Companies, and as one of the presidents of a leading women's fellowship forum, from where the inspiration to set up the NGO came from, is an inspiration to all women like us. She's an UN ambassador for peace, justice, and human rights, and have received many international awards from various organizations. She is a lover of God and is married to Mr. Otihiwa and are proud parents of intelligent and God-fearing children. May I present before you Ms. Sally Otihiwa.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Madam, stage is all yours.
Good
Welcome
evening
to this platform.
everyone. Good afternoon to those of us in Nigeria. And I'm privileged to be among you. And I want to say congratulations to the women that put up this program, this discussion. I want to tell you, well done. I'm happy and I'm privileged to be in your midst. Thank you.
Thank you. We look forward to your talk, Sally ma'am. But before that, we have the introduction of Dr. Kavita Agarwal by Rotarian Sara Makwana from District 3060, Zone 4 coordinator.
Good evening, one and all. Thank you, Anjana ji. It's a proud and privilege to introduce Dr. Kavita Agarwal, who has been awarded by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Appreciation Award. She is Assistant Professor, Safdarganj Hospital, Vice President, IMA South Delhi Branch, National Corresponding Editor, Foxy Journal, winner of, it's a pride, she is a winner of Foxy Dr. Kamini Rao Oration Award, Foxy MTP Committee Award. She has been awarded for lot many things. Foxy Korean Award. She is all-rounder, Yuva Therapy, won 28 prizes. She has been nation faculty in more than 100 conferences as a guest speaker, moderator, panelist, and judge also. It's a pride to have on this platform a VRII, and all the platform is yours, ma'am. Please, it's a pride to be here. Thank you, ma'am.
So much. Thank you so much for the kind introduction, and thank you so much for making me a part of such a wonderful webinar. And congratulations to all of you. You all are doing really great work.
Thank you, Dr. Kavita. We look forward to interacting with you. Now we have the introduction of Rotractor, Sonal Bev. Whoever is to introduce her, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Anjana ji. I'm Dr. Priya Pillai.
Okay.
And my job for today is to introduce Sonal Baid, Rotaractor. 21-year-old Sonal Baid is from Kolkata, India. She has been an interactor in her schooling years and naturally joined Rotaract 1 year ago. She became the joint treasurer in 1 month after joining the club and has chaired and executed 50 plus events in the span of 1 year. So it's a great honor to introduce her, such an enthusiastic, young, dynamic person. She has completed her graduation in December 2020, and she is presently working as a financial analyst trainee in TCS since January. She is very interested in community service and in professional development. Welcome, Rotaractor Sonal Baid. Thank you.
Much, ma'am. Thank you so much, Dr. Priya. And I cannot express my gratitude towards you and organizers and everyone for allowing me this platform. And I'm really very much interested and very happy and excited, definitely. And I'm just really looking forward to this session. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome, Rotaractor Sonal. It's so nice to have such young people here on board. And I hope that you can bring in your friends also and create awareness about what we are trying to do today.
Yes, sure.
Yeah. Now we have a very important mission. We have a brief talk by Ambassador Sally on the situation in Nigeria. Over to you, ma'am.
I would like to share my screen.
You can, Ambassador. It's open.
Share my screen, trying to share the screen.
Do you want me to play your presentation?
Yes.
All right, we'll go for it. Is my screen visible?
Yes. Yes.
The topic that I have today is menstrual hygiene for the smart woman. Menstrual hygiene for the smart woman. A glimpse into womanhood. Menstruation, or anti-flow, as it is usually referred to, is hardly a welcome guest. Many dread her arrival, and they have reasons to. because some come with cramps, mood swings, craving, and a whole lot of other issues that disrupt daily activities. Menstruation in Africa, especially in the rural areas, lacks education when it comes to womanhood and women's body. Girls are not made aware of the process of menstruation, so they face many difficulties when it comes to maintaining the bleeding in public and in private places. Menstruation in Africa is depicted as a private act, which has no place for public discussions. The confinement of menstrual talk to private sphere negatively impacts the possibility of spreading awareness to all women about the ways in which they can care for their bodies during their period. Period education is hidden as there are cultural and social religious challenges confronting menstruation. The truth of the matter is that no woman should be cursed or disempowered by the natural act of her monthly period. Generally, as the world is evolving, many menstrual products have become available. In Africa, here in Nigeria, from the usage of old cloths, materials, to tissue papers, sanitary pads, tampons, and the menstrual cup that the last speaker just spoke about. However, what is important to address is the issue of period poverty and why the sustainability of menstrual products is important for women of all ages. Period poverty is a condition that is prevalent in Africa. It is lack of access to sanitary products, menstrual hygiene education, water, toilets, hand washing facilities, and waste management. Affordable and hygienic sanitary protection are not available to many women and girls in Africa. Furthermore, the government has done very little to address period poverty, which has significant impact on the health and hygiene of women. The lack of period poverty awareness makes it harder for women to manage their period safely and with dignity. Menstrual products that are used in Nigeria majorly are the sanitary pads and the tampons. From secondary school, you have some girls using tissue papers. They moved on to the sanitary pads that are majorly used here. But the problem is they are not easily biodegradable. They are safe, they are hygienic, they have perfumes, and some people in the rural areas, majorly people in the rural areas, they don't have access to these sanitary pads, so they still use cloth, washable, that is reusable. Now, when we talk about the environment, the impact of the sanitary pad, the tampons on the environment, because they are not easily decomposable, they form a huge burden and is not environmental friendly. Menstrual products didn't always contribute to the plastic pollution problem. Some sources estimate that a single woman will use and discard approximately 11,000 sanitary pad or product in her lifetime, while others put the estimate to close to 16,000. Some of these plastic products can take up to 600 years to decompose. The colossal waste burden, however, isn't the only ecological impact of disposal feminine hygiene product that we face. There is an urgent need to innovate and find sustainable and yet practical solutions to feminine hygiene challenges, and in order to save our environment. I am particularly happy and excited at the last speaker that did a presentation on the menstrual cups. It is new to us. It is not commonplace in Nigeria. A lot of people are not aware of it, but I know that because it is eco-friendly, it is something that we need to talk about, advertise, and make the general public to know. I have the pictures of the menstrual cups here, but I'm very excited. I'm happy that the last speaker has spoken deeply about the usage of the menstrual cups. The problems that we face here in Nigeria and Africa is actually the period poverty, which is a condition that is prevalent in Africa. It is lack of access to sanitary pads, menstrual hygiene education, toilets. We have toilets in the cities, but not in the rural areas. And most of the poor people, the vulnerable people that are in the rural areas cannot have access to this pad, tampons. The lack of poverty, period poverty awareness makes it harder for women to manage their period safely and with dignity. As a president of one of the NGOs in Nigeria, I have a picture here showing our distribution of sanitary pads, which is commonly used in Nigeria. And it is I'm very hopeful that in no soon time, I will be able to share this menstrual cup and educate the public or my participants about the use of this menstrual cup that are eco-friendly and cost-effective. I looked at it from the presentation and I'm just wondering that if it is possible to use it when swimming or running without it shifting, is something to actually be encouraged, that every woman or every young girl needs to be aware of. So what we use here in Nigeria majorly is the sanitary pads, the tampons. The menstrual cup is new to us, but I'm glad that I'm in this discussion to be able to tell our people and make it, to create the awareness of the innovation that is being made concerning the usage of menstrual products. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. That was wonderful that we came to know a lot of things about Nigeria and the situation over there. And as I think all will agree that women all over the world share the same problems for menstruation and the pain and the other things. And these can be taken care of by menstrual cups or other ways. Thank you very much. Now over to Rotarian Julia Gangwani, our convener of VD Group, for the presentation on the subject.
Thank you very much, my moderator, Rotarian Dr. Anjana ji, and thank you very much each and everyone who are present here today. I'm taking out every word right now, the time she has given me. So, and thank you very much, Ambassador Sally, for a wonderful presentation, Rotarian Simran ji. I have few questions. We are now gonna come soon for question answers in a candid talk show, which we are talking about. I have plenty of questions. And before that, I'm going to take you in the history. I love history a little bit. So I'm going to take you in the history, how these tampons, liners had begun. And give me 2 minutes to take you. And then there are plenty of questions I have. And each one of you, if you have any question, put in the chat box. We will ask on behalf of you.
Sure, sure.
Okay, here we go. Today's meeting is all about education. We are not talking of what you should do or not. This is what we are talking about, what you take away home. Educate, learn before using any product. So this is today's meeting is all about. Here it is. My screen is visible?
Yeah. No, not yet.
Is it visible now?
Only you are visible.
Is it visible?
Yeah, now it's coming. Yeah. Yeah, it's visible.
So we are talking on education about menstruation changes everything. That the day was women celebrated on 28th May. So what is a menstrual hygiene management? All of us know, our speaker already talked about access to menstrual hygiene product, access to soap and water, access to safe disposable product, access to period education. As we have Rotractor girls also, because after that, I'm gonna give opportunity to Sonal to talk about her experience. You know, I'll take you to the history, where from buffalo skin to disposable pads, the history of period product. It began in 1896. Johnson & Johnson renowned brand introduced the Lister's towel and Lister's belt. The picture will come in the next slide. Then in 1920, Lister's towel get a new name because of, that taboo and the stigma we have in the world. 1960s and 1970s, periods went beltless and self-adhesive pads like we are using currently. And from 2000 and beyond, safety and comfort become the priority. As you can see these pictures, here on your left-hand side, you will find the liners, Lister towels in 1936, and then followed by this, we got the feminine napkins. In India, what's currently available? We have pads, we have tampons, we have cups, and of course, reusable napkins / the cloth. And what are the difference between these products? Already you have come to know the pros and cons. I will take you one by one quickly. Tampons, pros, positive points, good option for athletes or anyone doing physical activity. Minimal interference, feelings of wetness, provide protection with external excess bleeding. Negative point, can be irritated at the first time you are using. Removal can be painful, can cause toxic shock. Come to disposable pad, which we are talking about nowadays, reusable pads and the liners. Again, positive points we know is good for everyone who is into physical activities, minimal disturbance, and the less feeling of wetness, provide protection. We have now extra night long and all these pads are available. Negative, can be irritating first time who is using. Removal can be because it's adhesive one and can cause toxic, again, shock. These are the wipes and wash. Helps you stay fresh and hygienic while out in public, can help women maintain their pH balance, help promote overall good hygiene. Negatives, Overusing of these wipes and wash can cause you skin irritation. There is a possibility of allergic reaction and can cause infection also. The cups we are talking is a hot subject nowadays. As you know, reusable, lower long-term cost can be used for up to 12 hours at a time, eco-friendly. Negative, not everyone is used to see so much of blood. Take out from your own body organ and just wash it. It could be unpleasant for someone. Difficult to empty if you have visited to any village for your Rotary work or anything where public toilets are not available. How you're gonna change it can be difficult, which our dear Rotarian Simran didn't mention, which I'm gonna ask. If you are not educated to use these cups, it can create an infection there, and mainly women get all diseases from their vagina. This is another product we have available, but very rarely. This is called the periods panty. Pros, hold up 4 times blood as tampons, reusable, more sustainable, alternative to pads and tampons. Good for those who are just starting their periods. Negative, limited styles available. Washing can be tricky, as in the reusable cloth also. The cost of this is very expensive. That's again not reachable. We are talking about we Rotarians are putting up vending machines everywhere now. Are we thinking of to put up a disposable menstruational care products or a machine where women can go to the toilet and dispose of her product? And recently in India, the government initiative was taken. They had launched 100% oxy biodegradable sanitary napkins by the name of Suvidha in packs of 4, price ₹10. Which was available at Pradhan Mantri Bharatiya Pariyojana stores. So let's begin our talk shows very soon. Let's talk periods. Thank you for attention, and any question you have, put in the chat box. I request Nagajyoti ji put a spotlight on our speakers. I request Sonal Bed to start her video, please. Sonal Bed, can I request you? Yeah, she has started. All right. Can I request one of my co-hosts to put me also on the spotlight? I can't do it myself. Sonal, in between protractor, Sonal, I request you just share your experience quickly in 2 minutes. We are running behind the schedule.
Okay, I'll just start by talking. I mean, a lot of the speakers, and I'm first of all, I'm very happy and thankful that I got this opportunity to speak among the same stage as such eminent speakers. Thank you very much. If I'm talking about my journey of Interact years, now there is one sort of mentality, as Simran ma'am rightly explained, that the main problem or the main con is mentality. And this mentality, if we are talking about, we have to think about the India as a whole. Now, seeing as per the data of United Nations Women and UNDP, about 100 million women and girls will be going into poverty just because of, I mean, after COVID, post-COVID. And that is a very dangerous data. When I was in Interact Club, we used to go out, we used to donate pads and a lot of things in orphanages and street side also. At that time, the mentality was people were afraid, girls were afraid, young girls who are experiencing these things, they were afraid to tell, no, I won't accept it, please give it to the coordinator. And from that kind of state, from that mentality, in my Rotaracting years, I have seen that people making queues of hundreds just to come and accept more pads. But there was this one thing that I felt really bad about. Whenever women were accepting these things, they had to hide these sanitary napkins that we were giving them inside their sari or inside their clothes, and they had to carry these things as it is some sort of taboo, which actually was creating a very wrong impression even to the younger generation that were leading up, that were following up. And since I explained the poverty line that we are seeing, and women, I mean, we are definitely talking about menstrual cups, we are talking about pads, and we're talking about options. And it is very important to note that not all have options. I mean, majority of the women, they don't have these options. And that's why it is very crucial for us, for people of the Rotary, to take it up. I'll tell you, I mean, all the speakers have already summed up why menstrual pads or sustainable pads are very important, cotton pads, and how they are increasing the be that waste or be that infections and all. And there are all these beautifully explained. But there are a lot of people who even if they want to take these things, they are unable to because of financial crisis. And that's why it would be a very good thing, like we privileged people who are educated on these topics, who are able to provide for others, who are able to at least accumulate, source these things and provide for others, to take this up. Because this particular sustainable development of these pads, this is very important, that as it is covering 5 of 7 Rotary's areas of focus, be that water and sanitation, maternal and child health, supporting the environment, disease prevention and treatment, and economic and community development. And that was my almost kind of summing up the whole thing. We are here to serve, the next year's Rotary's theme is serve to change lives. And if we can, I mean, we are privileged in the sense that we are able to serve, because not a lot of people get this opportunity. Not a lot of people are willing, even if they have time, even if they are capable. And seeing around 100 people here listening to these talks, trying to break the stigma, trying to break the mentality, and even working in Rotary just to increase more and more of these things, help others. This is actually very, a very heartful thing that I think we can be discussing about. And as a young Rotaractor, as just a 21-year-old, I'm very happy that so many people, so many Rotarians, so many women are taking up this charge and trying to create a change, a positive change, a better change. Thank you.
Thank you, Rotaractor Sona. Wonderful talk. Now, my first question comes to Ambassador Sally and Dr. Kavita. As we are already talking about the silicone and reusable pads, where we have a water available to wash them. If we go for a sanitary cup, take that cup and distribute in the village, first we need to spend number of hours to educate that woman how to use. As Rotarian Simran said, make it C shape, make it D shape. For me, it's a little difficult. It's a fast-paced running world. I'm a working woman. I do not have that much of time to do this and that and run around. First is expensive, not easy to use, but still we are talking about use silicone cup. Why? Where is the water we have? First, Ambassador Sally and Dr. Kavita Agarwal, whoever will answer the question first.
Okay, shall I?
Yeah, please go ahead, quickly.
Yeah. See, the first thing is that if you talk about the water, that is required for any type of thing you use. But if I talk about the minimum water required, I would say it's the menstrual cup. You just need to wash it with water. If I talk about the reusable cloth pad, you have to wash it, you have to rinse it, you have to first soak for 40 minutes in cold water. So minimum water requirement, go for the menstrual cup. That is the first thing. Second thing, the biggest challenge, what you said, is you have to teach to the women. So that is, if we start today teaching the mothers, tomorrow their daughters will be accepting it. That is one thing. Secondly, in the initial time, when you have just given the first cup to the women, you can give her your number, a telecommunication, which is now on the line, online, and it is a need of the hour, so that women can talk to you. And it will be initially for just 1 or 2 menstrual cycles. And believe me, the people have started using it. And after that, they themselves are advocating it. If a person has used it and if she tells to her friend, then definitely her friend will take over it. The third thing, what you talk about the expense. If I talk about the expense, menstrual cup is only one-time charge. It may be, she said, around 150, but what I have heard, it's around 500 to even 1,000. It varies, but it's a one-time. In fact, you're using 8 pads, if you see, in one menstrual cycle, and it's going to cost much, much more. So initially what the people are doing in various states, that they are distributing the menstrual cups for the first time. And then if you see over a 2-3 years, the people will say that now it is costing nothing, because that one can be used for 10 years.
Thank you. Ambassador Sally, would you like to add something here? Or I can come to you for the next question. I have another question for you also.
You're
Please
muted.
unmute. Please unmute.
So please, Ambassador, unmute.
Unmute. Yeah.
I wasn't so clear about the question, so I'd like you to repeat if you can.
All right. I would love to, because already you mentioned in your presentation that in Africa, now you're using distributing pads, right? At the same time, Rotarian Simran mentioned that we have 90,000 pads and going into dustbin, and it's not getting recycled. So what do you say? What kind of pads are you distributing? Because in my knowledge, in my research, we come to know the disposable pads now, which is available in the market. We have cotton covery as well. And the one which was harmful for the environment under our 7 areas of focus, that was a plastic cover on the top of that pad, which is harmful because when you are touching that, it's creating a rashes or different kind of infections. So what do you say in your country? What kind of pads you are mostly using, the plastic cover or the cotton covers?
The one that is mostly used is it has the plastic cover. That is always the pad that is always used. The cups are new to us. The usage is new, and I've heard that is a little bit expensive, and it's for the VIPs. But for the environment, it is encouraged because I know a lot of pads that have been disposed, they are not well managed. So we have environmental hazard with a pad, with the typons. And I know that young people find it difficult to manage those pads. Sometimes you see them even in homes. Mothers can attest to this, that their young children in secondary school, sometimes they just dispose anyhow. So, but with this, the menstrual cups, but I have issues to that. It's not totally 100% perfect to me. I have issues of the usage for young people that I have not given birth, that are young, they have not slept with a man. How do you expect them to insert that into their body? And how can you be sure, how can you ensure that these cups will not breed infection? How do you keep them? After washing them, where do you keep them? Are you going to keep them the way we keep babies' utensils inside steaming water, or you steam them, or how do you keep them to reuse them? So I have questions to that.
Great, that's good. So Dr. Kavita, do you have any answer of this question of the this silicone cup? After using, where to keep it? As Dr. This Rotarian Simran mentioned that we have a pouch or something like that. So if quickly you can answer on this.
Yeah, see, you can keep it anywhere in that pouch, the way you keep your sanitary napkins also. For one cycle, at least you will keep the sanitary napkins also somewhere. But here you have to see, now you don't need to tell to your pharmacist. The people even are having a taboo going to the pharmacist and saying that we want it. You don't have that. Secondly, even the Safai Karamchari who is coming and collecting the garbage won't know that you are having the menstrual cycles. There will be no odor. Even the person next to you will not be feeling it. So in fact, this is more a privacy, and you will feel just like any other normal day. Your menstrual day is just like any other normal day. It's even keeping you even more privacy rather than if you see the sanitary napkin which you are using, which is causing the health hazard, the environmental hazard, as well as the economic hazard.
Dr. Kavita, my question again, as Dr. Sonal mentioned, let everybody comes to know that you are in period. Why it is taboo? Why it's a privacy? We are educating men today that please learn it, and we are working hard. Are we working hard on this in India? In India, you know that 60%, even 50% until now, if women into menses, she has been kept out of the kitchen from the temple, right? And she is not allowed to step out in some way. She is not allowed to step out from her room. And like we have seen in the movie of Padman, that woman is supposed to sleep on the floor. At the one side, we are working on this. On the other side, we are talking about the silicone cup or not let other people come to know. It's fine. Menstruation is, as you know that you are a doctor, it's a second form of purity of blood in women body. In hen, now we call eggs are veggies. How? Because they form in poultry. They make eggs through hen menses. I don't know how many of women know about this, but this is true. So why menses have been talked as a big taboo? So why we are scared of throwing the pad in the dustbin? We can freely.
Yeah, exactly. We have to stop these myths. We have to stop these taboos. But if the patient is not using a menstrual cup just because she says that I have this taboo, then this should not stop her. First thing we need is to counsel the women, is to educate the mothers that before the patient, before the girl is entering into her menarche, you talk to her, explain to her. And even if you have a brother in your family, that brother, sister, they can talk. It's nothing like a taboo. It's not, should not be considered. It's just myths. But these myths, these taboos should not stop a girl from using these menstrual cups just because of the thought that where will I keep her, or this is a big menstrual cup or a sanitary napkin I can hide in my clothes, and this I might not be able to hide. So this should not make her stop it.
Sonal, I'll come to you. As you're a college going girls, you have a group of girls, many girls who are going. If you get option to use a silicone cup and the pad, you're running around, you're in the transport, and once you come to know, because sometimes the washing area in colleges or wherever you are working, it's not neat and clean, or the water facilities are not there. What would you like to prefer to use, as a cloth, as a reusable napkin, or our general classic pads with the cotton cover? Or would you like to go for a silicone cup and you come to know that after 4 hours, cup has full or a reusable cloth is leaking?
There is this one thing, and since we are talking about youngsters, we have a group of friends and we were discussing about this thing earlier. And whenever this concept of menstrual cups or anything that is related to women's hygiene that comes up, there are a lot of girls who still feel very uncomfortable. They're like, no, I don't want to talk about it. And whenever it is explained to them that this is very natural, this is very normal. I mean, we are in the 21st century, and people, we are getting so much knowledge, and we are actually getting so much of opportunities to understand, learn about these things. But still, on some level, it is a taboo. Even in youngsters like us, I know a lot of people who are not even able to communicate with their mother about this thing. The concept of menstrual cup is, I don't know, somehow related to the virginity of a girl. And that is somewhat a stigma, and not just in youngsters. We have been taught this for generations. When talk about a conservative mother, I mean, a lot of people have definitely have broadened their mind, but still a lot of women, a lot of mothers in India are not supporting this.
My question was for you, that what products you would like to use for it? Would you like to go for a reusable napkin or a sanitary pads, or you will go for a cup?
Sanitary pads.
Reason?
Taboo. Even my mother won't allow me.
But you are a retractor, you're part of this changing world. You're getting educated, and you are part of a child of a Rotary. So as a retractor, don't you think so? It's your responsibility. You are, as a joint treasurer, you're working in your retractor club. So don't you think so? It's your responsibility to create more and more education. And I always say, you want to see the change start from yourself first.
It is absolutely true, ma'am. But at the same time, some changes cannot be brought in just by one line, or just by communicating to parents that, yeah, this is important and this is happening. These are built up from generations. People won't believe you. People might think that you are very outspoken when you try to express your views on this. A lot of times, Indian girls have heard that don't follow the Western practices. follow Indian practices. This has not been done for so many generations. Why would you want to change it? So this kind of mentality definitely will take a lot of time to try, but at least some people like myself, we are trying to do it. We will be definitely like moving to the reusable pads. So I think slowly it will happen, but it will definitely happen.
Reusable pad, Dr. Kavita and Retractor Sonal and Ambassador Sally. We have already come out from a traditional time. That's a kind of a cloth. As you already mentioned, it's not good for hygiene, takes lots of water, and if blood remains there, so you're gonna have an infection in your vagina. At the same time, for the cups, if you have not inserted, because as you're a doctor, and in my knowledge, if you insert any foreign object in your body, and that is such a private and sensitive part of a woman, so you can create a lots of trouble in that area. One can have a cervical cancer. Okay, cervical cancer, people were saying because of that plastic cover on sanitary pads is happening. But when you're putting this outside foreign object in form of cup or tampons, it's not what you call create infection?
No, it does not create, because they are medically approved. Whatever we are using a safe thing, and they are medically approved. Plus, the only thing what you need to have is the hygiene. That is washing hands, whether you are using a sanitary napkin or you are using the cloth or you are using the menstrual cup. And now if you see, if I talk about the sanitary napkin, maybe the person is outside, and or if she is belonging to a very poor socioeconomic status, they are the ones that keep on using the same pad which is still wet, and which is causing irritation, which is causing rashes, which is causing infections. So it's not because that you are inserting a menstrual cup which will cause infection. The infection occurs because the unhygienic products used. That is what is causing. Plus, they keep on using the wet pad. That is causing, for a long time you are going on using it. You just need to go to a toilet for a menstrual cup, just empty it, wash it with water, and then you can reuse it. And what the Sonal said, for that I would just like to say, if today every person decides that today I'm just going to teach 5 people, then I think it's going to change further. If today Sonal decides that I have to only teach 5 people, maybe from my family or one of my relatives, one of my brothers, sisters, I have to teach that this myth, this taboo has to be broken. So it will definitely be there.
I'll come to the last 2-3 questions I have in the chat box also. Ambassador Sally, as you already mentioned, that silicone cup is an expensive venture for a high-profile women who have a lots of money. Even in India, generally those who have money or those who can learn, only those women at the moment using silicone cup. So is your government working something to bring the cost of this menstruational period products cost bring down? Is some plans are there in your country?
Well, not that I'm aware of, but I know that locally some are being produced here, and NGOs are working at it. So, but I know we still need more effort to complement the effort that is being made by everyone. The government is very low key. Now, majorly in Nigeria, there is stigmatization, religious restrictions for some parts that, is like a taboo. So we need more work, more awareness, adverts to talk about the menstruation that is not a taboo. We need to create more awareness.
That's true.
And men should be sanitized too, to encourage and support their daughters, their wives.
That's true.
Because it starts from supporting the young ones.
That's
if
true.
you support the one, if you educate them and support them, when they grow out, they'll be able to support even their children.
That's
so
true.
We need a lot of education. Down here in Nigeria, we need education to create the awareness. I personally like the MESRA course, but I see some disadvantage in using it. Like I said before, So that we need to create more awareness. I mean, complement the little effort the government is doing in Nigeria. Schools are doing it, public schools are doing it, but we need more.
Correct. Dr. Kavita, something happening in our country to reduce the cost of period products? Like we can buy a bindi or a sindoor or any product without tax. But these products are coming, as already mentioned, cups are 500 rupees, even sanitary pad goes 100 rupees or something like that. So do you think so as government working on to reduce the price? Because it should not be a luxury item. It's a basic necessity of every woman.
Yeah, there are vending machines now being installed. If you see, there are many places they're installing the vending machines. You can just put a coin and then it comes out, and they are making it cheaper. They're removing the tax. It's all happening. Plus the NGOs now, they're distributing the first menstrual cup to each woman. And for 2-3 sessions, they are having the telecommunication with those women who are accepting those menstrual cups to those whom they are distributing it.
Right. Sonal, you already heard that education requires awareness, because we have to bring men in this. You have to bring your father, brother in this, because if you won't bring them, you cannot change the world. You have to try with the passion, with the determination, because they should know it's a good for health. It's not a taboo. So I have a question in the chat box. I'll take it. Before that, what should we do, Ambassador Saleh and Dr. Kavita, to create or bring men on this subject on the same page? How we can create, because we have done so many meetings and webinars on awareness of menstruation hygiene. It's done now. We now work on to break the taboo, bring the men on the same page. Yes, my woman, my daughter having periods, she's okay. She can work, she can dance, she can swim, everything she can do. So what kind of educations you propose? Ambassador Saleh, 2 points from your end, quickly.
Yes, the education has to start from the home front, as Charity Brigade from home. So you can educate your husband, talk mentality change. I think that's more like it, because some people have a mentality about the menstruation. Some you can't cook for them. Some you can't enter into particular places when you're menstruating. So we need to do a lot of, I think, is awareness publicly, seminars, speaking events, adverts, to change the mentality of seeing monthly period as a taboo, as a problem. Some see that something that is very unclean, that is dirty. So it's an awareness thing that we need to create. Well, that way that they can change the mentality, the way they view them, the way they look at them.
Dr. Kavita, what do you suggest?
I would say go for the adolescent education. Maybe it's schools, maybe it's colleges. First, teach the women. Now that women, encourage her. If she accepts it, she will teach 5 more people in her family, her father, her brother, like this. Second approach can be teaching the mothers of today. If they are going to accept it, it will be easy for them, and their daughters then will definitely accept it. If a mother accepts, then she will make her daughter also use it. And as Sonal just now pointed out, her mother won't accept it. So if first the mother would have accepted, then she would have accepted it easily. So starting from the adolescent schools, colleges, mothers, plus the doctor who is there will always have to counsel that woman repeatedly that I am there with you, and it will be only for the first 2-3 cycles. And once you get it, it will be very simple. And you will feel very much comfortable.
Can I add on to what Dr. Kavita said? A small incident, that's a village. I think it will motivate others. It's just a small one.
May I have your name?
This is Simran.
Simran, I'll take you quickly. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Simran, first question. You already done one project in the village.
That only I wanted to explain that.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, after my training session, I like this product so much that, we had associated with a company called Sirona. It's in Pune. And Dr. Kavita said these are not very cheap, but yes, this company has agreed to give it on such a good rate to only two Rotary. And we, bought it in bulk. That's why the rate is, I think, 450 it shows in the net, but they gave us in 150. So the price is not a problem. What I am sharing with you is that we went to this village to, donate this, and we took, I think, around about 150 cups with us. And we had some Rotractor girls, and we need to, explain them one to one. Correct. And I'm telling you, I told this to Julia also yesterday, we took around about a 3-hour session with them, explained them so nicely that how it has to be used. I mean, practically also we showed them, at a point. But then everybody said, ha, use karenge, so nice, so nice. I said, okay. Then after 2 months, we wanted to have a review. So I sent these Rotractor girls to their place. I said, just find out, go to their places and see if they're using it, ask their review, how did they find it. I'm telling you, you will not, you will laugh. Some of them they cut it and they have made it flower pots, right? And they've decorated at their places. Okay. And out of 150, only 6 women were using. This was one Mukhiya and, some girls. And then we asked that there were some college going girls also. We called them and asked that why you are not using, you are the girls of today, why you are not using? We explained you so nicely. Then they said, no ma'am, our mothers are not allowing us. They said before marriage, I mean, before intercourse, nothing should go inside your vagina. That was their simple statement. Then we took target for the mothers, and as Dr. Kavita rightly said, we targeted mothers. Then we started, counseling them one-to-one, maybe at a time, because it is a very difficult task. I mean, they do not accept it mentally, I'm telling you. So as Dr. Kavita also said, if not 5, let us take, a target of 2 or 3 ladies. If we educate them, they further educate 2, 3, and, then, our, purpose is solved. So like this, we have to go a little slow in this process.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Rotarian Simran. Sonal, you have learned a lot. You have to start working with your team now. And Ambassador Sally and Dr. Kavita.
Yes, Sonal, we are coming to Calcutta, to promote this. You have to do it along with your team.
Actually, it's not that you teach them once. The next month, again, you have to ask whether you are using it. How is your experience? Just a phone call. They would say, oh, I have tried, but then they won't say anything. So no, I know you have not used it. So this month you are going to use it. Again, call next month. Now, did you use it? They will again say, no, yes, I will use it. After 2-3 months of regularly asking, then maybe 4th or 5th month, they will take it out from their Almirah and will try to use it.
So exactly. I would say thank you very much, each one of you and our participants. I know we are running behind the schedule, but the topic was very interesting, very educative. So it's up to you what you're gonna use to save our environment. Cotton covered sanitary pads, easy to use. I'm into that. Definitely no silicone cups for me. And you wanna use a silicone cup, you're free to do that. But for that, if you're going in a villages, please give them a nice toilets and a good water and good education, and do a good follow-up that those women can use silicone cups. Reusable napkins or a kapra, no way, because from my end, my view, I don't want to go back in the ages. We are today's women, we have to adopt a new technology, but you are free to choose for your product which goes well with your body. So I will say thank you very much, each one of you. And I'm handing over this meeting to our, yes, Dr. Kavita, please go ahead.
I just want to add 2-3 things with the queries I've seen in most of the webinars. One thing is that menstrual cup can be used with copper IUCD. It has no effect on sex. When you are having a sexual contact, it won't be felt. And third thing is that whether you are urinating or you are passing stool, you don't need to remove it. It's the sanitary napkin, you might need to remove it. But menstrual cups, no relation, you can urinate, you can pass a stool, you can have sex, you can have copper IUCD. These are actually 3-4 queries which have come across many people who want to ask for the menstrual cup. So thought of it.
Now we're gonna add from this meeting takeaway, use any product, but learn about it first, how to use it. Second, involve men and brother or your husband of your family in this education. Menses periods are not cursed to any woman. It's a blessing to every woman. So we should allow to enter in temple. We should allow to make a food in the kitchen. We should allow to sleep in the same room on the same bed. So these are the takeaways. I request each and everyone take it back. We have a mothers here. We have mother-in-law. We have a daughters like Sonal here. Wives we have. So please bring men on the same page. Thank you very much. I'm giving floor back to our MOC, Dr. Anjana. Over to you.
Thank you. That was indeed a very interesting discussion. And we have learned so many things from here and different viewpoints from Nigeria, from India, and from doctors, and from laymen like me also. Now we have the expression of gratitude by Rotarian Dr. Rita Kalra, District 3180, Zone 4 coordinator.
So it's my honor and privilege to be expressing gratitude on behalf of YV India Force One to all the amazing women present here today and who made the webinar possible. My heartfelt gratitude to Sally Othihiwa for inspiring presentation and gracious presence. Thank you, Amber Sally, for accepting our invitation and throwing light on different aspects of this crucial issue today. My big thank you to Rotarian Simran Saggu, Dr. Kavita Agarwal, Rotaractor Sonal Baid for sharing valuable insights into the different aspects of menstrual hygiene. Heartfelt gratitude to Rotarian Julia Gangwani, convener WIRI, and MOC Rotarian Anjana Maitra for a perfect virtual support, coordination, and vibrant presentation. Thank you, organizing team WIRI, for meticulous management and seamless execution. The entire evening has been visceral, powerful, and moving. Hope, heed, heal, our song in present times. Something still remains, otherwise from ashes, smoke would not rise again. Well, friends, the wheel has been set rolling. It's been a strong and a beautiful evening. You are all wonderful women. You have been a tremendous source of strength with your valuable presence on this virtual platform. Tonight, I urge you to take this strength home and change one life, one opinion, and the world will change on its own. For changing from red to green, let's take this first step of hope. Make it a daily practice. Your North Star is waiting to be reclaimed by you. As we draw close to the fag end of this beautiful evening, our gratitude would be incomplete without conveying warm appreciation to all the participants who made the evening and the meeting complete with their enormous participation. I, on behalf of YRI India Force One and the Board of Coordinators, and on my own behalf, extend a very hearty thanks to all who have graced the function. We thank you for being with us this evening. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for your kind attention. To conclude, there is a few lines of poetry dedicated to all the women present here. मुट्ठी में कुछ सपने लेकर, मुट्ठी में कुछ सपने लेकर, भरकर जेबों में आशाएं, दिल में है अरमान यही, दिल में है अरमान यही, कुछ कर जाएं, कुछ कर जाएं। सूरज सा तेज नहीं मुझ में, सूरज सा तेज नहीं मुझ में, दीपक सा जलता देखोगे, अपनी हद रोशन करने से, अपनी हद रोशन करने से मुझको कब तक रोकोगे, मुझको कब तक रोकोगे। Thank you.
Can I just say two lines?
Go ahead, please, quickly.
Can I just say 2 lines?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. कौन कहता है कि आसमान में छेद नहीं हो सकता? कौन कहता है कि आसमान में छेद नहीं हो सकता? ए दोस्त जरा जोर से गेंद को उछाल कर तो देख. Thank you.
Sonal, it was for you.
Well, will you interpret that?
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Rita, for a wonderful vote of thanks right from your heart. Thank you so much.
Anshulaji, I will take 1 minute.
Yeah.
Just quick seconds.
Yeah.
Today's meeting was conducted by, we have recently formed our coordinators from each zone, and from starting till end, each zonal coordinator has represented for 4, 5, 6, 7. So thanks to each zonal coordinator for making this meeting so successful. Over to you, Anshulaji.
Thank you. Yes, that was a wonderful thing to delegate to all the coordinators, and everybody pitched in and did a wonderful job. I have a few announcements before we go to the Wheel of Fortune, which we are waiting for. The first announcement is the Viri India group has been organized. We have now 4 WhatsApp groups zone-wise, and we have 11 coordinators zone-wise. So please, all the coordinators, encourage members in your group to join, and they should also fill up the form. Viri was launched in last month, Emotional Health Helpline and COVID Regional Helpline. You must have got the flyer. Please use that service and circulate in your network. There is no fee, and it's a one-to-one personal touch, and a lot of people are not aware of it. It is for us, each member, to circulate it. Soon we will organize Emotional Helpline Zoom meeting. We have now the very international group functioning, and the launch of that group is on 6th June. Julia will display the invite now.
You carry on with your...
Okay. And I request those who have not filled up the Google form, please do so that we have the data bank ready. New members who want to join the group, please contact your zonal coordinator or reach the Facebook, that is Viri Force 1. Our next meeting, Viri India, is on, is it on 6th or 7th, Julia? You have written 7th?
It's Wednesday. Go ahead. But
Okay, we'll confirm that. So these are the main announcements. Now we have the details about the Wheel of Fortune for new members, which Rotarian Julia will give, and then we will have the Wheel of Fortune and see who is lucky today.
allow me to take you before the invite of 6th June. Our launch of international group, each member will get this invite on their WhatsApp number. So our chief guest is none other than our advisor of Viri Group, Rotarian Kamal Sangvi, Rotary International Director. So we are going to have, so far we got almost 13 international coordinators. Please join on 6th June at 8 p.m. India Standard Time. Thank you. Now we'll take you to a Wheel of Fortune. Friends, we recently got the forms, and 80% of women members are saying they would love to be part of Wheel of Fortune. So who are new today, please see how we work. And the in charge of Wheel of Fortune, Rotarian Sandhya Shastri, she is a zonal coordinator of Zone 4. You can approach her and she can add you in the group. But before that, we have done so far 3 meetings of 4. Anjuna ji, 4?
Sandhya ji will be able to say, I think 4.
If we have done 4, that means 500 rupees per each meeting you have to send to that winner. Then we will come on the equal page and you will be part of Wheel of Fortune from the next meeting. So here we go for meeting number 8, Wheel of Fortune. Cross your finger. Is my screen visible?
Not yet.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah. The wheel hasn't come, but your screen is visible.
Has wheel come?
Yeah, it's come. Yeah.
Fingers crossed. I'm gonna.
Come on.
Here we go.
Let's see who's lucky today.
Lots of applause to Rotarian Poonam Bisor from 3141.
Great.
Is she with us today? Is she with us?
Are you there, Poonam?
Yeah. No, there's a Poonam Kapoor. No.
No. Okay.
Congratulations to Rotarian Poonam Bizor from District 3141C from Tila Group, I think so. From Tila.
Yeah, I think so.
Perfect.
So we'll tell her to send her details.
Tila's group,
Yeah.
3141.
Yeah. So that was the Wheel of Fortune. It's always exciting. At the end of the meeting, we have an excitement to see who's lucky. So thank you all. It was a wonderful evening.
Thank you very much.
We met so many people, including new people, and we learned a lot. And really, we should all work for creating menstrual hygiene awareness and about the menstrual cups. Thank you all. Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye and good night.
Thank you. Good night. Bye.